Hey students, how you guys doing? I know you guys are probably a little shocked, like, hey, where you at? Why you ain't in class? My son does have to go and need some other procedures tomorrow, and I want to be with him. But let me give you guys an opportunity to say hi to my wife and my son. Cool? So let me show you guys my wonderful family. That's my wife.
Hi.
That's my son, Anais. Look at that. He's saying hi to you guys. Alright? But that's not the reason why I'm giving you guys a video. Alright? I know you guys are excited. You guys are probably ready to drive the sub crazy. But I want to give you guys an opportunity to learn the material that I was going to teach you guys today via video. This video is going to be posted also on Google Classroom. So that way you have it as well as what you're probably seeing right now during class. So good morning if you're first period, good morning if you're fourth period, good afternoon, 7th and 9th. Alright? But pay attention because I'm about to go through it pretty quickly within probably 10 minutes max. That way you could get this lesson, but it's only during this 10 minutes of the class period, so that way you do have time to practice. This video will be posted on Google Classroom, so that way you can always see it later, as well as on YouTube if you're following me like William. Alright? So first off, homework. I know the sub hasn't mentioned it to you. The homework that you had last night, I'm going to collect from you tomorrow if I'm in class, hopefully. Alright? Being that that's the case, hold on to it. We'll go over the answers to that tomorrow. If there's any particular question that you have that you feel that is really irking you and you may not know exactly what it is, just send me a message on Google Classroom and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Unless you're Sebastian. I'm sorry. No, Sebastian, I'll definitely try to get back to you too. But, so let's dive in for today. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about linear word problems. Alright, I told you guys as a heads up, we're going to be dealing with word problems again. And you guys are familiar with word problems. We did a good example of them, a good amount of them when we dealt with expressions. But the only difference is we're not dealing with expressions anymore, right? We're dealing with equations. And with equations, there's obviously an equal sign and there's obviously an opportunity for you to actually solve for the variable. What we're going to be doing today is not only setting up an equation from a word problem, but you're also going to be able to identify certain variables. Not just solve them, but I'm saying set up identifications for them. So we're going to be dealing with something called let statements, which is going to be saying, let's say that X represents this right here. And that's going to give you an opportunity to really be able to not just say yes X here, but be able to really state that I'm solving for X because it represents this, this, and this. Alright? So that's what we're going to be working on today, okay? So we're going to be dealing with linear word problems, okay? Cool. And let's just go through learning objectives. The learning objective clearly states that we will be able to solve linear equations by translating word problems and identifying variable quantities with these let statements, okay? And our language objective for today is that we will be able to recognize values of an equation by writing let statements. I'm saying let statements a lot, but I promise you as I get through it, you'll be able to really understand it. By now, you guys should all have a packet in front of you, and that packet is exactly what I'm going to be working on, and we're going to do exercise 1, exercise 2, and exercise 4. Then afterwards, I'll let you guys work in groups of 3 on that following worksheet, which that following worksheet will become your homework as well. So tomorrow, I will be collecting not just the homework that was due today, but also this worksheet as well. So your questions 1 through 6 will be your homework. All right, but let's get into it so that way you have a little bit more of a foundation on what the homework will actually be. So we're starting with something called the word problem. So if you look at exercise 1, it gives you this awesome word problem that looks like this. And it says that the sum of a number and 5 more than that number is 17, right? I'm going to stop there because I know it goes on to ask you what is the number and it goes through A and part B. But I want you to look at my worksheet here for a second. I underlined some key components here that I feel is important that I want you guys to do as well. When you read a problem, I want you to identify keywords in there that's going to, 1, point you to the operation that you're going to be working on, as well as some words in here that may stand out for reasons such as it's the answer. Alright, so for here, I underline the word sum, and I underline the word more than, right? The word sum, we know is addition, and the word more than, we also know is addition. So this is a kind of easy one. But I want you to also see that I also circled this right here, it's number. I also circled that down there, which says number. because that tells me obviously I'm going to be dealing with an algebraic expression. It's not a numerical one. I'm going to have an unknown in here. All right, so being that that's the case, I'm going to make sure that you pay attention to what the actual problem is saying. So we have the sum of a number, and 5 more than the number is 17. All right, before you decide to go and make an actual expression or write it out like we would normally do, or make an equation like we would normally do, the first part in part A asks you to experiment with some numbers. So plug in some numbers. Plug in a number Give me a random number, and then also add 5 to that number and see if it actually gives you 17. So for example, right, I messed around with a couple numbers. The first number I messed around with was 2. All right, I said 2. 2 plus 5, does that equal 17? Which it came out to being 2 plus 7, which did not give me 17. All right, so that's not going to work. The next number I messed around with was 4. I said, well, it's 4 plus 5. Sorry, I said 4 plus 5 equal to 17. And once again, that didn't give me 17 as my answer. So that answer was no. And then finally, as I played around with, obviously 6 plus 5 gives me 6 plus 11, which does equal 17. So play around with these numbers a little bit, all right? I'm doing this here as an example to you. I would write this out right now. You can write your own numbers, but in the end, you'll see that obviously the number must be 6, okay? This is the beautiful thing about algebra. If it gives you an unknown, you can plug in numbers to begin to identify exactly what it might ask you to do, all right? So being that's the case, that was the experiment on what it asked you to do, to plug in those numbers. All right. I know for this one, I didn't really give you an opportunity to actually plug in your own numbers, which I apologize. But throughout this video, so if you don't mind, feel free to pause. I'm going to say probably pause here, so that way they will give an opportunity for them to actually try the actual problem on their own. And then you can press play and allow me to come back in and finish explaining. It doesn't have to be a long pause, probably about a minute and a half. But it gives them an opportunity to actually do thoughts themselves. But let's keep going. So I plugged in a couple numbers there, and you see the first number I plugged in, 2, didn't work. The next number I plugged in, 4, it didn't work. But when I plugged in 6, it did wind up giving me an equivalent equation, which is what we're looking for, right? But how do I make that work where I'm looking at word problems is really what you want to come down to. So let's carefully look at the statement again, and look at my underlining points that I have.